Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with a new session of Science 2, lesson number 17, Introduction to Biotechnology. Here we are going to discuss about certain topics which will help us to know about the biotechnology. Basic things with the help of which we can go in detail about biotechnology in the next year. So, first of all, uh, we'll discuss about the tissue. What is actually a tissue? Now, like in case of amoeba like unicellular organisms, all functions are performed by organelles of that single cell. However, most of the organisms are multicellular. How are the various processes brought in the body? Groups of cells come together so as to perform the various functions of the body. Are you familiar with the sequence letters, words, sentences, lessons, textbook? Similarly, organization of body of organisms follow a definite hierarchy. You already studied the cells and cell organelles in the hierarchy. A group of cells having the same origin, same structure, and same function is called a tissue. Millions of cells are present in the body of multicellular organisms. These cells are divided into different groups, and each group performs a definite function. For example, we can perform the movements due to contraction, relaxation of muscles. Conducting tissues, we can perform movements due to the contraction and connecting tissues in plant transports water and food to all parts. All functions of the body occur with full efficiency due to the specific organization of cells and the division of work. Types of tissue. Simple tissue. Simple tissues made up of only one type of cells. For example, epithelial tissue of animals, meristematic tissue of plants. Complex tissue. Complex tissues made up of more than one type of cells. For example, blood of animals, xylem and phloem of plants. Are the structure and functions of bodies of plants and animals the same? Definitely not. Depending upon the structure of the body parts, the function also varies. Plants being sedentary, most of the tissues are of its type that gives support. There are blood cells in some tissues and these do not need much attention. Growth of the plant occurs in specific parts of the body where the tissues contains dividing cells. As animals needs more as animal needs are greater, most of the tissues of animals are made up of living cells. Uniform growth occurs out the body of an animal and they do not have different dividing and non-dividing tissue. This means that plants and animals have different types of tissues to performing the necessary functions. That is very true. Depending upon the structure, the functions of plants and animals are different. Now, first of all, we'll discuss about the animal tissue. Why can we not see our organs like heart, blood vessels, and intestines? Of course, they are covered with the tissue called as skin, which is made up of various tissues, and therefore we cannot see. In the body of animal, different organs come together to perform specific function. Organs like the lungs and trachea, with the help of contraction and relaxation of some muscles, bring about the function of respiration. Different tissues perform different functions in the organs. Accordingly, tissues are classified into different types. There are four main types of animal tissues, namely epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. The blood part, do you know, is informative. You can just go through it, though it is not there for this year. Observe the skin of back of your hand with the help of magnifying lens. Do you see the closely attached squarish and pentagonal shapes? Now, what are these? Epithelial tissue. Protective coverings in the animal body are called as epithelial tissues. Cells in the tissue are closely packed and form continuous layers. Any material that enters the body first encounters epithelial tissue. Cells of epithelial tissue are separated from the cells of other underlying tissues of fibrous membrane. The skin, mucus, layer of the mouth, layer of the mouth cavity, inner surface of blood vessels, walls of the alveoli are made up of epithelial tissues. What keeps various organs and organ systems separate from each other? How? Different tissues are there and different functions are there. They keep separate organs and organs from each other depending upon the functions. Now, first of all, we'll discuss about types of epithelial tissues. Depending upon the structure, the functions are different and their location is also different. First type of epithelial tissue is squamous epithelial. You can see the picture of squamous epithelial, its appearance, location where it is actually found. It is found in the inner surface of the mouth, esophagus, that is windpipe, blood vessels, that is arteries and veins, alveoli. Alveoli is a very thin globule-like structure which is found inside our lungs. Structure: thin, small, flat cell form semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable means only selective substances are allowed to pass through it. Function: selective transport of substances. So depending upon the structure is its function. Second type of epithelial tissue is stratified epithelium. You can see a very thick layer is there. It is generally the outer layer of the skin. Many layers of cells are formed. You can see one layer upon the other layer in the picture it is being shown. As per the as it is the outer layer of the skin forms outer layer of the skin, definitely the main function is prevention or wearing of the organs. If any damage is caused to or any injury is caused on the skin or internal organs, the wear and tear, the repairing of it is done with the help of stratified epithelium, and therefore the main function is protection of the organ. Then glandular epithelium. Location is inner layer of the skin. Cell contains vesicles packed with secretory material. They secrete certain substances. What substances are secreted? Secretion of sweat, pasina, oil, which we also call as sebum, mucus, etc. These are secreted by glandular epithelium. Then, next is columnar epithelium. As per the name suggests, various columns you can see in the diagram. Where it is being found? It is found in the inner surface of intestine alimentary canal. I hope so you are knowing about the alimentary canal. A passage from mouth till anus is called as alimentary canal. Then column-like tall cells. Upper free surface bears small folds. These cells are places of absorption. So useful materials are being absorbed with the help of columnar epithelium. Secretion of digestive juices, absorption of nutrients are its function. Then next is ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium, cilia or hair-like structures are present in it. Name itself suggests ciliated epithelium. It is found in the respiratory tract, inner surface of the respiratory tract. Structure: upper free structure of cells bears minute hair-like processes. What is the purpose of this hair-like structure? Push mucus and air forward to keep the air passage free. Then cuboidal, cube-like structures are there as per you can see in the diagram. Then, location, it is found in the tubules of the kidney. The basic unit, structural unit of the kidney is nephron. Then, salivary gland. Inside the mouth, salivary gland is there. We secrete saliva, which is responsible for the digestion of food. Cells are cuboidal in shape. The function, reabsorption of useful materials from urine and secretion of saliva. Now, why are epithelial tissues said to be simple form? Only one type of cells or tissue is formed, and therefore they are called as simple tissues. Observe the permanent slide of blood smear under a compound microscope. What did you see? Various RBCs are there. Cells of different types, color and shape are mixed together. Hence, blood is a type of complex tissue. Now we are going to move with the another type of tissue, which we call it as connective tissue. We have just now discussed about various types of epithelial tissue. Now we are going to study about various types of connective tissue. As we have just now gone through that, blood is also a connective tissue because blood cells are being transferred to all organs of the body. It connects, indirectly it connects all every organ to each other, and therefore it is called as a connective tissue also. Tissues which join different parts of the body are called as connective tissues. Cells of this type of tissues are loosely arranged with the ground substance in the free spaces in between. The ground substance may be solid, liquid like water or jelly-like. The first connective tissue is blood. Location, it is found in the closed circulatory system, that is arteries, veins and capillaries. Structure, erythrocytes, leukocytes, platelets in liquid plasma. Main function of the blood, transport of oxygen, nutrients, hormones and waste. Then second connective tissue is lymph, all around, which is located all around the cells in the body. Structure, fluid, liquid substance is there, oozed out of the blood capillaries. Liquid substance which is coming out from the blood capillaries contains leukocytes and liquid ground substances. Main function, protection of body from the infection. Then areolar, name itself suggests air space is there between them, a gap is there between the skin and the muscles and around the vessels. Different types of cells loosely arranged and get supported by a jelly-like substance around and elastic fibers. It supports the internal organs. Then adipose tissue, below the skin and around the internal organs. Below the skin and internal organs, definitely cells filled with fat droplets, jelly-like ground substances, and function is insulation. In case if we jump or dance here and there, the internal organs may get injury, but because of the presence of adipose tissue, all these organs are being protected from getting injured. So that is why it is called as insulation. Then supply of energy and storage of fats. Then cartilage, a soft bone is there. For example, nose, ear, larynx, trachea, wood pipe and the windpipe. They contain soft bone. Cells supported by fibrous, flexible, jelly-like ground substances. Lubricates means allows easily. Lubricates the surface of bones, means allow the movement of the bones very easily. Gives support and shape to organs. Then very tough connective tissue, that is called as bones. Skeleton, specific structure extending throughout the body. Then osteocytes embedded in solid ground substance made up of calcium phosphate. Supports and protects different organs, helps in movement. Then another connective tissue, that is called as tendons and ligaments. These are present generally at the joints. Tendons, fibrous, strong, less elastic. Ligaments, strong and highly flexible. Tendons join muscles to the bones. Ligaments join two bones to each other. So these are the various types of connective tissue. Now, another part or another type of tissue is there, which we'll discuss it in the next video. Till then, have a great day.